Time now for Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live is a call-in radio show educating you on issues surrounding your home. Don't become a statistic. Listen in and find out how you can protect yourself. Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live. And now, here's your host, your personal comfort consultant, tackling all of your home comfort issues. Here he is, Tom Platania.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Thursday special edition of Comfort Time Live. I tell you, we got a very impressive guest. I think I want to say probably one of the most recognizable figures in our community that has ever been on Comfort Time Live.
Ooh, you could almost have a trivia contest as a who, but I think we gave it away.
Yeah, between Twitter and Facebook and Comfort Time Live and the radio and
a minute ago I was quoting what I put on Twitter, and we're limited on how many syllables and letters we can use.
114.
And I wasn't able to put in the part about Vice Mayor.
Oh.
And former Vice Mayor in Port St. Lucie, City Councilman Jack Kelly in person.
That is right. If you are available to get onto the internet, you go to comforttimealive.com and you get to see this handsome young gentleman here in the studio with us.
His hair is back too, by the way.
Good evening, Mr. Kelly. How are you, sir?
So far, it's going great. Maybe we should just quit right now.
I think, isn't that the best time before we ruin it?
I just have one question. What the heck? Cliff's voice. I mean, that voiceover he does for the.
Yeah.
What did you do that, like in a cave or something? I mean, what?
Oh yeah.
Can I get that? Can I get that echo on here?
I have to produce it to do that, but
you should hear some of the ones he's done over the years.
Wow.
We do outrageous things.
He had a coffee
technology.
cup that he talked into one time, and just.
Wow.
772-340-1590. If you would be willing to give a call in here to the studio to speak to Mr. Jack Kelly.
Bathroom stalls are really good for acoustics.
And what a crowd we have this evening. Did you hear that crowd?
Yeah,
Listen,
our studio
just,
audience is alive and well.
Can get them to clap and roar again or something at all.
Well, you know how they
There
are.
they are. There they
Look
are.
at that.
Hey, folks.
Those are the people in the studio.
They love you. They love you, Tom.
You know,
They love you. Yeah. What? Jeez.
They know that I have a face for radio, so that's why they keep me around.
Yeah, me too. Jeez.
Oh, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, Comfort Time Live is here every Thursday on WPSL 1590, and we focus on, well, education. You know, what do we educate you about? Pretty much anything you can think of regarding your home and your life, and anything that really helps to position you to do something better for yourself, so that you don't become a statistic, so that you can make better educated decisions about things in your life. And that's what we want to focus on. And tonight, we're going to ask all kinds of crazy questions of Mr. Kelly. And one of the questions that I have to ask, because I saw it in all the news articles that I was reading about you, why do they call you Uncle Jack?
You know, I don't know. That started about maybe 6 years ago. I don't know.
That wasn't one of the interns that was getting friendly, was it?
wasn't anything like that at all. I can assure you. I just I don't know. It's just I was in City Hall a lot. I was there for 12 years, and I was retired when I got elected, and this is all I did.
So you were retired, and you decided to get into politics for the fun of it.
Well, it's right there on the thing. That's number two is why did I run for city council? I guess that's to do with the Uncle Jack thing. But why did I run? Well, the reason that I decided to get into it, I was looking for it, Tom. I was looking for something that would consume me all the time,
right,
24/7, all the time. That would have me worry constantly. I was
Why
looking
don't
for
you get
something. I did that too. I was looking for something where I would get abused constantly and criticized on a daily, hourly basis. Something that would take away my private life completely. And basically something that would keep me on my toes, cause me to have a heart attack and open heart surgery.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better job then, huh?
And I decided that I would run for public office. So that was right there, and it worked out real well. All for very little money, So just if this is an
Wow.
instructional show and you want
So
to
where
run
do I
things,
sign up?
no, it was a great
Well,
time.
obviously for 12 years you stayed around, so obviously something
It
must have
was
been right.
yeah. You get a sense of responsibility. I mean, I'm not running for anything, so
Right.
you just feel responsible. And as it comes for, I wasn't going to run that last time, that last 4 years, and
Right.
the West, the Crosstown Parkway and all these things that were happening that needed to be done to finish up the roads and Becker Road and things that were happening out west. You're part of it, and you just feel responsible. You get, I don't know how else I can say it, but
Yeah.
I know others on the council felt the same way,
Beautiful.
and it's the same thing that they would say. But and you went in. You went in even when you didn't feel good, when you had a headache, or you were miserable. You still went in, even when you know you were going to get
Yeah,
bombarded
sense of
with
entitlement.
bad emails.
See,
You just
that's
went in.
when you know that you enjoy what you're doing, though. Really, when you can get out of bed and no matter what you feel like, you go in. That
Yeah,
tells you that you enjoy what you're doing because otherwise you're sitting there laying in bed, and I've done this before, trying to think of just the stupidest reasons for not going in.
yeah,
That's when you know you don't like your job.
yeah. I never did that. I had a lot of reasons for not going in, but and on the
Yeah.
contrary, it was probably the best 12 years of my life.
Wow.
It was fantastic, and to be able to help people and do the little things,
Yeah.
little things you can do, like get somebody's water turned back on that shouldn't have had it turned off,
Yeah.
or that has four kids and then all by herself.
They're not
or,
mine.
you can do those things, and you can do them real quick. You got
Yeah.
the ability to do that, and a lot of other things that we're talking about that you can do through maybe
Right.
not through the city, but if you find out somebody's in dire straits, there's always places to
Right.
call, like the United Way or the Lions Club or the Rotary.
Yeah,
Or
just
somebody
having
that can help
somebody
'em out.
there
Yeah,
that for people to look at,
yeah,
that people know that they can turn to.
yeah. It's
And
something.
you're listening to Jack Kelly here on WPSL Comfort Time Live, and he's going to be talking to us throughout the hour about different things in his life. So don't hesitate to give Uncle Jack Kelly a call here at the studio, 340-1590 if you have questions and comments. I do want to find out a little bit later on. I'm really anxious to find out a little bit more information about you and your hand in the Crosstown Parkway thing, because I know there was all kinds of stuff going on for years. I've been in St. Lucie since 1990,
Mhm.
and I of course with this new iOS 7 here on this thing, I figure out how to go through.
Yeah.
um, but all kinds of great things. Now, how long were you? Now you were actually were vice mayor and city councilman. Now you ran 4 times, 3 times,
Actually, yeah,
because 4 year
4 times.
terms, right?
Yeah, no, the first two terms were 2 years, so
Oh, 2 years,
I guess there
okay.
were five, maybe five. I don't know.
Right. Now how do they determine between the terms? Two, is it always two, or is it
No, it was 2 years my first term, and
okay?
then I think 2 years my second term. But then there was a referendum that election that made us 4 year terms.
Okay, I see.
And then two of us had to run for a 2 year term, and then three of the council had to run for 4 year terms, so they would stagger it because we all ran for 2 year terms back in 2000.
Okay.
So yeah, at any one time, and the whole council could change. Maybe some people think that's a good idea, but it's not. It's not a good idea to change the whole city council at one time. But anyhow, it passed by overwhelming
But
majority.
you think as the years go on too with the council that if the more consistent the council is, I would think that probably the easier things got. People know each other better. They
Wow.
understand how each other thinks. No.
You learn quick. If
Yeah.
anybody out there is listening to me or any of the other council members, they'll always remember that the main word that I want to express with everybody is consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency is everything in our ordinances, our laws, how we treat people. You treat everybody the same. You're consistent, and that's what makes for a strong, good government. If you don't like the law, you got to obey the law, and if you don't like it, you change it. You lobby to change it or whatever, and we did many times, and we did a lot of things that changed on the city council. And on the city council, you can do one city council person, whether you're the mayor or the vice mayor, everybody has one vote.
Okay.
So you don't have any more authority than anybody else. You can only bring things to the city council. But however, you can do anything you want to do. When somebody's new on the council, I always tell them this: you can do anything you want to do, as long as you get two other councilmen to vote with you. And that's true. But if you don't get those two votes, you're not going to get it through. So it's politics to the utmost, and at the local level. And how many times I've heard that all politics is local, with the wrong verb. But all politics are local.
Right.
They are.
Now,
Yeah.
what exactly is the duties of a vice mayor?
Well, duties of the vice mayor. Well, my phone is ringing here in the
Oh,
background.
okay,
That's
that's
me.
all right.
Yeah, my pocket's making noise. The vice mayor is really, the duties are to fill in for the mayor. If the mayor isn't there at a meeting,
Okay.
we would run the meeting. There's many times in a meeting where the mayor is not really cannot make a motion. The mayor doesn't have the freedom that the other four council members do. Uh, I have to say,
Are the councilmen of higher authority than the mayor?
no, no, no. It's just the way that we run it, and it's
Okay.
not run by Robert's Rules of Orders. The council is run by the chair. It's the rule of the chair in our charter, anyways. But the mayor can't really make a motion as chair. If the mayor wanted, if we came up with a subject and it was a subject that we're going to allow 20-story buildings, and thank God I'm not in that council yet. I got crawls with it. But we're gonna, that's the discussion, and the mayor wants to do it, and nobody else is making a motion. She can pass the gavel to the vice mayor, and the vice mayor becomes the chair, and then she can make a motion.
Okay.
And those are the types of duties that you do. And there's many things that the vice mayor gets. Of course, there's so many things that you appear at. There's maybe back in the really busy times. I mean, maybe there was 15, 20 appearances you'd make a week, whether they're in
wow.
a morning breakfast or afternoons or ribbon cuttings. I mean, we had a heck of a thing going on here in 2005.
So it wasn't a 9-to-5 job.
There was a lot of ribbon cuttings and work, and I mean, we were pretty busy. So if the mayor had certain things that she had to be at and she couldn't be there, she would ask the vice mayor, and then if I couldn't do it, then it would go down to the next person. Right now, Linda Bartz is the vice mayor,
Right, I think
that's her position. But you don't have any more authority or any more than any other council person.
Wow. All right, well, you're listening to Jack Kelly here on WPSL Comfort Time Live. We're going to go ahead and take our first break and listen to some of our sponsors here. When we come back, 772-340-1590. If you have a question for Mr. Jack Kelly, give us a call here at the studio, 772-340-1590. We'll be right back.
Elite Electric.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Ooh, amazing.
Elite Electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
Elite Electric specializes in all of your electrical needs, from security lighting to surge protection and everything in between. How do you think they got their name? Elite Electric. Elite Electric has been family owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1988, and they're recommended by Comfort Time Live. Visit online at eliteelectricandair.com and learn more about their services. Elite Electric. Service today. Proud sponsor of Comfort Time Live every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
No matter what you want, just pick up your phone, say, come on, Elite.
And we'll get the job done.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
The Sunshine State can sometimes get wet and windy fast. United Water Restoration Group is here to help. As one of the largest water damage restoration companies covering the state of Florida, their team of highly trained water, fire, and mold remediation experts are here to help, arriving at your house within 45 minutes of your call, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have a leak, mold, fire, or home damage issue, call for a free in-home inspection and estimate. 888-535-4909.
Known for helping you keep that spark, now they'll help you keep cool. Elite Electric and Air, the official air conditioning sponsor of Comfort Time Live, has provided the best in heating and cooling customer service since 1988. If your electric bill is costing you more than 12 cents per square foot under air, you may be overpaying the utility company. Elite Electric and Air can help put that cash back in your pocket. Call Elite Electric and Air with 24-hour service. Dial 340-3797. That's 340-3797.
And now back to Comfort Time Live with Tom Platania.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you have refreshed those evening beverages. I myself here are figuratively not literally, figuratively in my mind, sipping on a little Grey Goose on the rocks with a splash of cranberry. That just kind of helps me get going through the show.
Just something to focus on.
Yeah, exactly. The mental focus.
Okay.
It's my reward for doing a good job on the show. If I do a poor job, I have to drink the bar vodka.
Oh.
If I do a good job,
The house.
I'm allowed to have the Grey Goose or Ciroc or something a little bit better.
Yeah, and he's got a Donald Duck cup. I never saw anybody drink liquor out of a Donald Duck cup. Cool.
Well, you're here a couple of times live, and we have a special guest with us. Jack Kelly, former vice mayor, city councilman, is with us. 772-340-1590. Give us a call here, and any question you want to ask, by all means, please do. You know, one of the biggest, well, actually, one question I want to ask that was really on my list today, but this just popped into my head. What if any, did you have to do with digital domain? Out in the tradition section, not the baseball portion of it.
Yeah. Digital domain itself. The disaster that
the building that's empty right now with all the pretty glass.
We got involved in. That I say doesn't have an offer on it right now. Supposedly it has an offer, but there's no deposit. So to me, there's no offer. But unfortunately, I bought in like everybody else in the council.
Yeah.
And everybody in the city. Everybody. I mean, we all thought it was a wonderful thing, and it sounds like you're blaming. You're throwing the blame somewhere. It's my mistake. I apologize from the dais. I made a mistake, but you can only go by the information that people give you at the time, and the information that I had, especially the state. I mean, I spoke to state representatives and people that were associated with digital domain and our local business leaders, and they were vetted. I was assured they were vetted thoroughly by the state. I mean, why would the state give him tens of millions of dollars without vetting him?
Yeah.
And I figured they have the resources to vet him much better than the city anyways. And it looked good to me, and it was a disaster. It's a disaster, and it looks like we're going to be paying for it for a while. I don't know what's going to happen.
Do you believe on digital domains part, and stop me if I'm exceeding my bounds on any of this stuff here. Do you believe at any point in time digital domain intentionally did any of this?
I was aware just a few months after they moved into the building, and this is the first time I've said this to anyone. I haven't even spoken to reporters about this, but I was aware with their problems of paying their bills within 3 or 4 months after they moved in. There was already problems with them being in arrears on some bills, and that bothered me. And I did speak to the CEO of the company and was assured that there'd be no problem. And he got a little standoffish with me at the time when I asked him about it, because I have got every right in the world to ask him.
Absolutely,
I'm a partner here with the rest of the council in the city, and but he assured me everything was fine, and he did right to the end. And I thought that was a little disingenuous of him. And I'm being kind.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That was very disingenuous of him to the end there, to act like everything was fine right to the end. But it wasn't, and there were signs near the end, but we should have picked them up sooner. But we didn't.
They say, I've learned that sometimes if you don't make mistakes means maybe you're not always trying hard enough.
Well.
And, hey, hindsight 20/20, that's why they say it, right?
Yeah. The thing is to get experience, and how do you get experience? You get experience from making mistakes.
Exactly. That's exactly
and that's
it.
how you get good judgment. Good judgment comes from experience, and that's from making mistakes.
Tell your children 1,000,000 times not to touch the stove because it's hot.
Yeah.
But you know what? They're not going to listen until the day they touch the stove.
They got to touch the stove.
And they'll never touch it again.
Well, hopefully everybody will get vetted.
Yeah.
Much better. And the heck with the state or the federal government. You have to do it on our own. But
absolutely.
That was a mistake. But there were good things. I mean,
it happens.
Torrey Pines by far is a wonderful thing. The new hospital there is a wonderful thing.
Now that's the property that's going up that's on the south side of Gatlin?
Yeah.
Or south side of Traditions, I guess you would say.
Right. That's already up. The hospital's just about built. I think it's built. I will give you some information that I don't think is out there to the public here today for the first time. No.
Oh, hey.
And I was told it's okay. It's a big scoop. This is one of the biggest things to come down the pike in the last 12 years that I can think of. I don't think there's. I think it's as big as Torrey Pines or Tradition or anything
Oh,
like
wow.
that. We, as you know, the Tradition area, in where Torrey Pines and Digital Domain is, and the hotel and all that stuff
Right.
in that area. That was in a different annexation than the southeast annexations. Everybody thinks it was part, and it wasn't. That came in with Tradition. At that time, it was, I think it was called Fairfield. I forget what the name of it was when they bought it, and they changed the name to Tradition. But that property was already in the city. The southeast annexations, which was a huge deal, and it was going to bring in 28,000. We have 28,000 platted lots for residential properties down there, and then we have this big strip of commercial all along 95. It's a wonderful piece of property by 95, but we didn't need the homes. I never thought we did, but that property is right now, there's nothing there. Well, this may be the first thing it's going to be a big deal. There is and it sounds pretty fantastic. It sounds like something from a movie, but I've been told that they've been in about their permits and everything, so it's moving right along. There's a company, they're out of South America, and I understand that there's 7 or 8 of these projects already done. What it is basically is they're going to take 7 or 8, maybe up to 10 acres, somebody else told me, and they're going to take this acreage and they're going to build a lake, a man-made lake that's not really a lake. It's a swimming pool. It's going to be, excuse me, I shouldn't have did that in a mic, but
That's all right.
it's actually a man-made lake. It's going to be 1 mile long. It'll be 1 mile long of lake. I don't know how wide, but it's going to encompass, like I say, up to 10 acres, and up to 12 feet deep, I understand. And this is the best authority that I have about this. And it's going to be a clear pool. They're going to treat it. They're going to put a liner in this, Cliff. It's going to be the biggest swimming pool in the world, you know, and they're going to build this, and then they're going to build, when they get it all up, of course, the attraction is going to be this, you know, this swimming pool. This 1 mile long lake that you can see.
People are going to be allowed to go in it?
Oh, yeah, you'll see, it's going to be a clear lake. They're going to keep it treated and filtered all the time. They already have some different places
Like a
in the
lazy
world.
river almost.
Yeah, you can look it up online. I think it's under Crystal Blue Lagoon or Crystal Lagoon, I think, online.
Okay.
If Cliff
Are we talking about a water park?
You're talking, no, not a water park. No, this is an attraction. Crystal Lagoon, it's the name of the company, I think. And again, like I say, I don't know everything about it, and I'm not privy to the stuff that some people on the council may be right now. But they're going to build, anyhow, the whole idea is to have this, that'll be the focus, and then they're going to build hotels around it, timeshares, you know, things like that, you know, all the way around.
Oh,
I'm
my,
sure,
right here in St. Lucie.
Right here in Port St. Lucie, and it'll be right below where, you know, in that area now where we have Digital Domain. You got a shot of it right there.
Something like that.
And what's it called?
This is
site?
this one here is the Luxury Charm El Chic Resort. But when I pulled up Crystal, when I pulled up Crystal Lagoon, that's exactly what popped up.
That's it. That's it.
So that's basically the concept of what you're talking about.
It's a mile long. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh my God, that's gorgeous.
That's going to be in Port St. Lucie, and like I say, they're beyond the. I'm told it's just about a done deal. So.
Wow.
That would be, you can imagine the attraction that's going to be, what that's going to bring. So.
Now, envision this, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm looking at right now, and I can actually put this picture up on Cover Time Live. This isn't the exact thing that's going in, but just imagine a 1 mile of crystal clear water with all different types of beautiful buildings and sandy, almost man-made beaches around it. This thing is gorgeous.
Yep, they're going to let you water ski. You can dive, you know,
wow,
in it and everything, and I guess there'll be a certain kind of
the money that
vehicles.
would bring.
Oh, just the jobs alone for what they're going to build there. I mean, but that's, and I was told, can I mention that? I said to anybody, I said, yeah, go right ahead. It's public knowledge. You can bring it up.
Wow, and you heard it first right here on Cover Time Live with Jack Kelly, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's true, and you have a picture of it right there. You can verify that it exists.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. And what I'm going to try to do, maybe when we go to the break, is I'm going to see if I can take the picture. I'm going to put it up on Manicam.
On the internet, yeah.
And actually, if you go to ComfortTimeAlive.com and go to the live video feed into the studio, I'm going to try to put this picture up in Manicam on there, so you're going to actually be able to go to it and see. You're going to hear us talking, but you're going to see a picture of this. So go to ComfortTimeLive.com. That's 2 T's, ComfortTimeLive.com. And when we come back from the break here in a little bit, we can go ahead and give us a couple more minutes. Yeah, a couple more minutes, and you'll be able to see that. So, but give us a call here at the studio if you have questions of this young man. 772-340-1590.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Oh, that's just amazing. Thank you for letting.
You didn't read about it in the local newspaper or see it on WPTV. You heard it on Comfort Time Live.
I like that, and I want to thank you for allowing it. That is great
buddy.
information.
Right.
Now, ideas, thoughts as far as when they expect to start?
I don't know.
No.
That's something I wish somebody that knew more about it would call into the show here and tell us. I just know that it's happening. It's for real. And can you give them again? Where would they go online to look at that picture?
Well, this picture right here what I did is just typed in Crystal Lagoon, and go into Google, and in Google just type in the words Crystal Lagoon, and I don't know, about 3 or 4 sections down, all these pictures of Crystal Lagoon popped up. It says world's largest pool, Crystal Lagoon in Chile, and it looks like you said, there's multiple other locations.
I think there's 8. That's what I was
that
told.
they have this. South Africa, here you go, right here. There's TripAdvisor, Crystal Lagoon, South Africa.
The world's largest pools.
Yeah, Popular Mechanics, Crystal Lagoon Swimming Pools, Crystal Lagoon Lodge.
Tom, I think you, me, and Cliff ought to take a little plane at South Africa to take a look at it.
Well, we'll use the corporate credit card from Comfort Time Live, and the tax write-off.
Yeah,
because it's business.
It's
business.
Or WPSL Radio. I mean, after all, they got the scoop here. So
that's true.
It's exciting. It's big stuff.
That is beautiful. I mean, there's a bunch of different versions of it. But no, that is very, very impressive. So obviously, I guess it's just a whole organization that builds these types of pools.
Oh, that glass dome there was something, huh?
Oh, that's beautiful.
That looks like the something from a hotel or something.
And
it's like a pyramid, a glass pyramid there.
Yeah, and here's another one. They got Popular Mechanics has got a crystal. Yeah, so it's just
that's
these
huge.
giant.
That one's huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't see that in Port St. Lucie.
Looking at the pictures, that would be great. I mean, this right off of 95. What a place to put it.
So,
I mean,
so you're actually looking at between Gatlin and like Becker Road, down that strip of 95 lane.
Gatlin South. Yeah.
Gatlin South. And that would be on east or west side of 95.
It'd be on.
It have to be on the west side.
It has to be on the west side. Yeah. It'd be, right down the. I'm thinking of the village. What's the name of the road there? I can't think of the road.
Yeah, the one the hospital's on now.
Oh my goodness, yeah, in the hotel, right there.
That's the road next to the other road.
And it'd be on the west side.
Right next to the side of the other road.
Yeah.
And behind the parkway.
It's the road with the asphalt. It's the black road.
and the white and yellow lines on it. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break now, and I'm going to see what I can do about putting this picture. ComfortTimeLive.com. Go there now. In a few seconds, you'll be able to see the picture of this lagoon that we're talking about. You're listening to Cover Time Live with former Vice Mayor and Councilman Jack Kelly. Give us a call, 772-340-1590.
No one expects disaster to happen to them, but when it does, you can be sure United Water Restoration will be there when you need them the most. They've been helping people put their homes and their lives back together for more than 15 years. With 24/7 service and 45 minutes to your door response time, you can trust United Water Restoration with your mold, water, fire, and smoke damage. Call for a free in-home inspection and estimate at 888-535-4909. United Water Restoration.
Elite Electric.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Ooh, amazing.
Elite Electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
Elite Electric specializes in all of your electrical needs, from security lighting to surge protection and everything in between. How do you think they got their name? Elite Electric. Elite Electric has been family owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1988, and they're recommended by Comfort Time Live. Visit online at eliteelectricandair.com and learn more about their services. Elite Electric. Service today. Proud sponsor of Comfort Time Live every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
No matter what you want, just pick up your phone, say, come on, Elite.
And we'll get the job done.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
Now back to Comfort Time Live with Tom Platania.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and I have got it up and running. So if you want to go to comforttimelive.com, comforttimelive.com, and you can actually see a picture of what Mr. Kelly was talking about, that possibility looks like it's coming here to the St. Lucie area. And I tell you, it is. If it even looks half as good as that, that is going to be impressive. I'm not going to want to leave. I'm going to want to move back up to Port St. Lucie. I moved to Stewart. I'm going to want to move back to Port St. Lucie if there's a place like this. That is just absolutely incredible.
Yep, and I understand it's going to be more innovative than the other ones that they have. This is going to be
as time goes on, technology that is just absolute. That right there would cause me to move back to Port St. Lucie. No questions asked.
You would, huh?
No questions asked. I mean, I would when I pass my real estate license tomorrow. Knock on wood. I'm going to want to come up here so I can start selling some of that property.
Well, Tom, I could give you, and again, I'm not an elected official anymore, so I can speak my mind. I can give you 10 or 15 real good reasons to live in St. Lucie County versus Martin County, but that's another show. Okay? we'll do that some other time. A lot of things people don't understand. Yeah, that would take a while. But
but it's a lot of great things coming up now. Crosstown Parkway. You actually, I know there was 3 that I saw in some of the newspaper articles. Well, in your mind, what would you say was your greatest accomplishment as councilman, vice mayor and councilman?
Wow, staying alive. It's after open heart surgery.
See, now right there, if you were doing a really good job as producer, you would have had that "Staying Alive" song going on.
Yeah. Or at least
talk radio.
Or at least the crowd cheering or probably booing in the background.
Couldn't find hissing.
Staying alive.
Staying alive.
I don't know. That's hard to say. Making it through the 12 years was the accomplishment. There were a lot of things, and I do want to say this. Back in 2000, the biggest accomplishment was for the whole council, and not me, because it's really a collegiate body.
Yeah.
And like I say, I can initiate whatever I want, but if I don't have 2 other council people to vote with me, it's going to die. It's just not going to happen. Crosstown Parkway was a team effort by everybody. That was the first thing that people that ran for council back in 2000, Bob Minsky and Glenn McGrain was on the council at that time, and Pat Christensen and Jim Anderson. God bless him, what a great guy. They all of us, the 5 of us, said that was going to be our number 1 priority, get that built, because of the city, the way the city was growing.
Right.
The time I was on the council until I got off, 100,000 people, just under 100,000 people, moved to the city of Port St. Lucie. And in 2005, 2006, or 2004, 2005, it's been a while. In that 1-year period, 27,000 people moved to the city of Port St. Lucie. That's bigger than the city of Stewart, Tom, in 1 year. So, I mean, it was you had to keep up with it, with the roads, with the building.
Yeah.
Our building department was putting out over 700 permits a month for new homes.
No wonder Joel's got gray hair.
Yeah, well, Joel wasn't there at that time.
Oh, he wasn't. Okay.
Joel's only doing 70 or 80 right now. And another great guy, Joel. I'm glad to call him a nephew. He's a great guy, wonderful man. And we have a lot of wonderful people working for the city.
Yeah.
And thank God. But 100,000 people, that was the thing. We never thought it would be 100,000 people. We thought 50,000 maybe over the next 10 years. But it was hard to keep up. So we had to build roads. I mean, we started in 2000. The first thing we did back in 2000 was to expand. And if you remember, you've been here for a while. Port St. Lucie Boulevard itself was 2 lanes.
Yeah.
And the bridge was done before I got elected. But Prima Vista was 2 lanes. Arosa was 2 lanes. Bayshore was 2 lanes. Out west, we had Port St. Lucie. It's still 2 lanes, Port St. Lucie Boulevard, before you get to Becker Road. But Becker Road was a dirt road when I got elected.
Oh, yeah.
And then we paved it to 2, and now it's 4. I could go on and on about the roads, but all of those were done. And then, of course, on the east side over here, a lot was done we expanded Port St. Lucie Boulevard over by US 1 to 6 lanes. That was right in the beginning of my tenure in the beginning. and then we did a lot on US 1 and in Leonard Road. You know, Leonard Road is a beautiful road. That came out
What
gorgeous.
kind of obstacles do you typically run into when you're trying to put something like that together?
It's all about money.
It is.
If you have the money, you can do anything, and we did back then. We did have money. A lot of people say, well, you hear all the time criticism. Well, they spent like drunken sailors. And just an example, back in 2006, when the bottom dropped out, we knew it was dropping out. And city manager Don Cooper at that time, we could see it happening. And we went from 700 permits to below 200, and it just kept going down. And it's starting to come back though now. It is coming back.
Yes.
And that's a lot of taxes and money that you don't, especially the taxes, the money that we use from those new buildings for the roads and improvements and things that we did. We weren't going to have it anymore. So we had a budget for the 1 year that year that was over $900 million, $950 in that area. And the current budget now is about $450, and we took it down to that within 2 years. So by 2010, the budget ran below $500 million a year. That sounds like a lot, but that's for the size of the
run
city.
A city, though.
The size of our city and what we do here with city water and sewer.
Budgets
which is
like
a
that
separate thing.
includes police,
That's
fire.
everything. That's everything. And we have the smallest police department. Everybody knows that, compared to the other cities. Safest city in 9 out of the last 10 years. But a lot of things to brag about. Those reasons to move to Fort St. Lucie. But anyhow, go on and on. But that's what we did with the money. And the roads had to be built. And the Crosstown Parkway, of course, was the big thing, because that we only have 2 ways to get across the river, and really only one of them is really in the city. Just Port St. Lucie Boulevard is in the city. Prima Vista is not a city bridge. That's in the county, even though it's in the it's in the city proper. It's not. And that's another problem we had with the enclaves in the city. There really are. It's a lot more than 180,000 people in the city if you take in all the enclaves. Then we have the county property, well over 200. So we had to get that built, and hopefully it'll come in, and we could spend a lot of time. We could do a whole show on the Crosstown Parkway, but we're supposed to know by the end of the year, and I'm not privy to see everything like I used to be. I'm not up to date, and I wish I could have talked to somebody before I came here. We're supposed to know by the end of this year where the preferred route is going to be. And
to
of
take
course,
it all the way to US 1.
we want it to be at Walton Road, right by the Civic Center, so it comes right, and that's the shortest route, and that's the preferred route.
that'd be perfect.
That we want. Oh, that's the perfect route. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because it's a pain in the butt getting to the Civic Center.
It's always been planned to be there. People that lived there or lived on the West Virginia corridor knew 30 years ago that the city was planning to do that, and that's the right place to put it.
Now, where would that actually come out on Walton Road?
It'll come out of Village Green. It'll to the Walton Road area. It'll come out to Village Green, and Village Green goes into Walton Road. But it would come right meet up right with
Over
Village Green.
by the where the baseball fields, or farther north than that?
The baseball fields.
Oh, at Walton
No.
Road, isn't that where veterans?
Walton Road is down a block. This would be Village Green.
Oh, okay.
I say Walton Road because the idea is to get everybody to Walton Road.
I see, okay.
Walton Road goes right out to the
Civic Center, right.
to the lagoon over there, and eventually there'll be a bridge there that goes right across. Hopefully someday we'll get our own bridge to the island, like we should have. And Vero Beach has 2 or 3 bridges, and so does Stewart and Fort Pearson.
They're spoiled.
We don't have any bridges to the island here. We can't get over to the beaches, but hopefully that would be the route. You could go right from 95 right over to the island someday, and you get a lot of people that don't want that either. But you get a lot of people don't want a lot of things.
772-340-1590. I know you folks have questions for Uncle Jack. Mr. Jack Kelly here, former vice mayor, city councilman, is with us here in the studio on Comfort Time Live. Give him a call. I guarantee you probably sat behind and complained and moaned about maybe decisions that were being made. Now's the opportunity for you to pick up the phone, give him a call, and tell him what kind of a great job he did.
Yeah. Now's your chance to call me up and tell me all the mistakes I made. Yeah, and I made some.
And you could also, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that was breaking news right here on Comfort Time Live. You have to go to ComfortTimeAlive.com right now, and you're going to be able to see what potentially is going to go up here in Port St. Lucie. This is absolutely beautiful. Now, if you don't have an opportunity, maybe you're driving in the car, when you go to ComfortTimeLive.com later on, you can preview the archive of this show, and you're going to see the picture of what we were talking about up on the camera. So just in case, because I know a lot of folks are driving, so don't try to look down at your phone and take a look at it. You just go ahead and look at it this way. Now, 772-340-1590, the number to call to speak to Jack Kelly. Now, if you had to say what would be the one thing that you would like to see happen in Port St. Lucie, what would be the number one thing? Whether it's infrastructure, whether it's just anything in general, what would you say that it would be?
The number one thing.
The number one thing.
You want me to be serious?
Absolutely. Well, no, you could joke around too, because the brothels and stuff that
Well,
you're trying to bring into town.
Yeah. That I'm going to stop for a second. There are no strip clubs in Port St. Lucie.
They're in the county.
There are no. They're in the county, not my city though. And there are no strip
Excellent.
clubs. There are no those gadget things like you got down the road over here, and there's nothing like
I
that.
see a lot of them closing down.
No massage parlors.
Good for you.
And we never had any casinos, and God forbid I go against the casinos.
And that was of choice, though. That's good.
That was of choice. But I on the other hand, I'm not getting running for anything. But I thought those casinos that we had, I thought they were okay. I wouldn't have. I think that was
harmless.
Too quick a decision.
Yeah, they're harmless.
We didn't want them in Port St. Lucie for reasons, but
right.
there were other reasons. Not that we thought they were bad. But
I've seen a bunch of those on US 1. I've seen a bunch of them closed down recently.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
I don't know. I just thought it was that was wrong. But they would have been fine. But what would I like to see? First of all, I like to see the Crosstown Parkway's got to get done.
Okay.
And that goes to the number one thing for me. Of course, my district was on the east side. Is where the Civic Center is. I had a lot to do with that, and that was in my district. And we don't have a downtown. We've never had a downtown in that area.
You were part of Civic Center, right?
Oh, that was a big deal for us, and I fought for that a long time. It took a lot of criticism for it too, because the Civic Center. It's under the Parks Department, and it doesn't pay for itself. It pays for almost 60% of itself,
right? Which
is great. I mean, how many parks do we have that pay anything, Little League fields or soccer fields,
right,
that actually pay for the upkeep or pay for themselves, like the golf course? The golf course is another one that I took a lot of criticism for. We stole that property. I don't care what anybody says. 188 acres, pristine acres. We bought that cheap from Club Med. I wanted to close on it the next day. I don't think they knew what they were doing. But that was a good deal. A lot of those things. But yeah, the Civic Center into a downtown and the Crosstown Parkway are big things. And of course, to plan for the city to be 400,000 is overall is the big thing.
Right.
And that's just part of it.
Now, what was the thought process going in with the Civic Center? I mean, what brought that whole concept to the table?
Well, that was in the we started a CRA, which Bob Minsky and I are the ones that tried to initiate. It got initiated before that, but we pushed it even harder when we got elected. Bob was a big proponent of the CRA, and the CRA, I won't explain it, but the money that goes into the CRA can only be spent in the CRA, and the Civic Center was going to be built with CRA money. There's so much to talk about with it, but we had a book 2 inches thick of the plans. It wasn't done overnight. I mean, it was a long planning. It was a new urbanism plan. A lot of people from outside the state, outside the city, in Florida, projects that were similar. That what did they do to make it successful? And a lot of projects that didn't do well that were like what we did. So we put it all together and we designed the Civic Center. You can't see it. I can, because I know the plan. There's plans for movie theaters in there, for the 2 hotels. I mean, there's 2 more parking garages to go up. All kinds of businesses up over with apartments and condominiums up over them. It's that kind of thing.
Well, we're just waiting for the population to come back.
It's a walking, sustainable community where you be able to buy anything you want and walk around. That was the whole idea. We had people like the Cheesecake Factory, I know of, and Sports Authority, and maybe I'm saying the wrong names. We had great potential going in there just before 2006. And when that bottom fell out, when it fell out on Mr. DeGuardiola, who owns that, the city doesn't own that property, by the way. Everybody thinks that, a lot of people think that we own the property around the Civic Center. We don't. That was all developed through the city, and it was a public-private partnership. All we did was put the roads in and the sewer lines and get it prepared. But that was Mr. DeGuardiola's property, and unfortunately, the economy took its toll on him. But somebody else now, I understand, has a deposit on it, bought it, through the county tax, I guess, at auction. But we'll see what happens with it. But the Civic Center was well planned, and this is one thing I would say to my old fellow council members: hope they don't change any of those plans whatsoever, and whoever does come in there, make them pay what's due, because we didn't get paid the last couple of years. Mr. DeGuardiola had an agreement to pay so much money every year.
Right.
But the Civic Center is doing well. It's a huge success by itself. I mean,
Now, what would it take for it to end up being basically completely self-sustainable?
Once the downtown is built, even halfway,
Right.
just impact fees and the CRA money will pay that off.
Nice.
The good thing is the Civic Center building itself was $26 million. All this is coming back. And it's $26 million for that building, and we built it first class. You've been in it, and
it's gorgeous.
We never had anything like it. The people of Port St. Lucie deserve it. That time, of course, we had money. We put just under $13 million down in that building. How many people don't know that? They think that we financed the whole thing. That we always did. No, we didn't. We put 13. We paid for almost half of that building when it went up. We did finance the other, with bonds.
Right.
The other, and bonds were so cheap then and now that bonds are, especially municipal bonds. It's almost, I hate to say it, it's like getting free money. I can say it. I'm not an elected official.
Exactly. Get free money for the go right
It
on.
it was a good deal. I don't. All the critics can say whatever they want, but it's there for my grandchildren.
Yeah.
And
It's always going to be
yours.
somebody on both sides.
Oh, it's
no matter what you do.
it's going to happen. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about. I can see it, and I hope it happens. I get to see it, and I think I will. And I think in the next 5 years something's going to happen there. So, and we will have the downtown. Why the east side? Well, this city is going to be 400,000 people, and I saw an article in the paper. Mr. Our English friend there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Sounds like two syllables.
I don't want to say anything bad about him because he's a nice man, but I mean he had it all wrong. Why would it go over there? The city is going to be. There's going to be 3 parts to the city. It's a huge city. We're the second largest city in area, in the state of Florida.
Oh,
second
wow.
or third. Yeah, the only city that's really bigger is Jacksonville. So it's
Okay.
a huge city. It's going to be
lot of potential for
divided
growth.
into 3 parts, which it already is. There'll be the east side, east of the river. There'll be the central part, Rosso, Bayshore area, and then of course there'll be the western part, in Tradition. So we need to plan and have commercial and places where people can shop
In each of those sections.
And that's what we're trying. That's what we were trying to do. When I got elected, we had virtually no.
Yeah,
no
12
commercial
years.
at all.
I mean, a lot has happened
No.
in 12 years. Now, when did your time end?
Just last December.
So just
It'll
recently.
be. I've been retired for about 9 months. Yeah, 10
Wow.
months, and I like it. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, you say you play the bass.
Playing the band. Always played in the band, a Solid Gold dance band, and we're at the put a plug in. We're at the Civic Center. We have a night
Did
there.
you guys didn't used to play at that Club 131 years ago, did you?
No, it wasn't us. No.
another band called Solid Gold. Okay.
Yeah, there is another. There's
Yeah,
a
okay.
Solid Gold.
There was a-
show band. A big
Yeah,
band,
yeah,
and
that's
we
it.
have Solid Gold dance band. Or
I was gonna say because I can't picture you being in that band.
That's a different band. Yeah. But there's probably 26. I looked on the internet. 26 Solid Gold bands in the state of Florida right now. But we're Solid Gold dance band. Last Thursday of every month, we're at the Civic Center.
Okay.
You can come and see us. Then we're at the Civic Center. Last Thursday, we'll be there. Next Thursday night.
What kind of music?
It's all classic rock.
Oh, nice.
60s, 70s, and we do a lot of new stuff too. We do,
And not this Thursday, but next Thursday.
next Thursday.
Next
We'll be
Thursday,
there.
okay.
We get a pretty good crowd. Yeah, $5.
What time to what time?
7 to 10.
7 to 10. All right, that's a great time.
I can't go past that. I'm usually asleep by 10 o'clock. So I'm just hoping to make it to 7 o'clock here.
I'll nudge you every once in a while. Oh, well, you're listening to Jack Kelly, former vice mayor, city councilman. Had a lot to do with things going in here in Port St. Lucie, Civic Center, Crosstown Parkway. And did you hear the breaking news? You need to go back and listen to Comfort Time Live or go to comforttimelive.com and see the beautiful picture of what potentially could be coming to Port St. Lucie down south of Gatlin Boulevard. Absolutely gorgeous place. I love that. So you're doing now, you're playing in your band, you're retired, you're not golfing.
Yeah, I didn't mention my Lions Club. When I got elected,
yeah,
that was one of the, when you first get elected, and people still do it, you have so many initiatives and so many ideas. It must have been 7 things that I was trying to push through council and get 2 votes on. And one of the things that I did on the side was start a new Lions Club because I couldn't go to my old Lions Club at night anymore. I had too much to do with the council. So I started this new Port St. Lucie Downtown Lions Club, which went along with my CRA and my downtown. And it's a great Lions Club. We have the Fall Festival that we run every year. This is our 12th year. Fall Festival will be at the end of. We run it with Halloween, so the kids come with
Okay.
a big Halloween parade and then give the kids prizes, and that's going to be at the Civic Center on the end of October. I think it runs into the first week of November, October 31st. First, second, and third of November. Bands all day long, free candy. I mean, it's
outside, inside bands.
well, outside on
okay.
a big stage, and then we have, of course, a huge carnival. The biggest carnival that we have all year is at that.
Oh,
the,
okay.
Fall
And
Festival.
and
a
that's
huge
coming up
carnival.
when?
That's coming up the end of October.
End of October, okay.
Halloween weekend.
And where
right
can
at
people go to
Halloween
get
weekend.
information on that?
Right at the Civic Center. Just call the Civic Center.
Okay.
All the information. We're still looking for vendors, and it's usually sold out. I mean, we
Beautiful.
get a great crowd, you know.
Awesome.
So
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Jack Kelly for being here on the show with us, Comfort Time Live this evening. And don't miss the Thursdays here. Also, remember, we're on WSTU, and we are a part of the Treasure Coast Radio Network. Once again, thank you very much for listening this Thursday evening. You have an absolutely great weekend, and I'll let you know if I pass that test tomorrow. Thanks, Jack.
good luck. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, sir.
Stay tuned for high school football. We're going to